what do most organizations miss when regulations change?
I think the first thing that happens when regulations change or are proposed to change, which usually happens, is usually a lead time. But what normally happens is organizations immediately think, oh no, here we go again. There's a change being forced on us. And that's seen as a negative. My view is that's a positive. And the reason why I see that as a positive is because, well, change is forced on us. Okay,
Yeah.
how do we take it? How do we take advantage of that? How do we get ahead of the game? I've had clients in the past who looked at regulations that were 5 years away and built products that essentially were then the leaders when the regulations changed. And that was illuminating for me. One of my earlier clients as a consultant was specifically for that was 4 years ahead of a regulation change, and it was a Europe-wide regulation change. So it was an opportunity to say, okay, what are we going to do about this? And when everybody else is panicking, how do we sell them our product? Because change is going to happen. And I think that's what most organizations miss first and foremost is that it's not going away. You can't bury your head in the sand. So look at it as an opportunity. Get ahead, get early, and understand what does the regulation mean for your existing operations, if relevant. And that's my entry point, I guess, to most of my consultancy work is that usually there's some regulation has either changed or is about to change, and somebody will, or a client will contact me and say, okay, what does this mean to us? And I wrote an article in 2016 that coined the phrase minimum compliant product, because for me, that's the first thing you must do. For those of us in product development, we're all familiar with minimum viable product and minimum marketable product. But if a product is not compliant, it's neither viable nor marketable.
Yeah.
And so for me, the first thing you need to say is, well, is it compliant?